Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
It's been 2 years since a McHenry County Sheriff's deputy was shot and killed. How state line law enforcement agencies are remembering Deputy Keltner.
U.S. employers added around 379,000 new jobs last month.
What these new jobs mean for the economy.
I'd just like to thank all our customers from the whole state line area for the last 30 years for supporting us.
The deciding factor that's made a state line staple close its doors. Good evening, I'm Alexis Carpello. Thanks for joining us tonight. Today marks 2 years since the shooting death of a McHenry County deputy. Jacob Keltner was killed on March 7, 2019, while trying to arrest a suspect at the Extended Stay America on Bell School Road in Rockford. Keltner was part of a federal fugitive task force. Several state line agencies have posted on social media remembering him. Since Keltner's death, part of I-90 has been named after him. Police released body camera footage rescuing a child that fell through ice on a Wisconsin river.
Tie it like a knot. One more. We got more rope. There you go. Perfect. Okay, hold on tight. Hold on to it. Lay flat. We're going to pull. On your belly.
2 kids were rescued on Thursday in Portage, Wisconsin. That's about 45 minutes north of Madison. Police say a 12-year-old boy fell through the ice. Officers used a rescue disc to save him. If you want to watch the full video, it's in this article on mystateline.com. The COVID relief deal passed in the Senate Saturday is now headed to the House for final approval. Our Washington correspondent Basil John has the details. He's keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
With final passage of President Biden's coronavirus relief deal just around the corner, financial aid and direct payments to most Americans could soon be on the way.
We have so many different ways that we're helping the public with this piece of legislation.
West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin told ABC this week the $1.9 trillion COVID relief deal addresses Americans' needs.
This was a targeted piece of legislation. It was because people need the help.
Friday, the Senate came to a standstill for nearly 10 hours while Democrats worked to secure Manchin's support. He says he was just working to win over Republicans.
And I always try to work with my Democrat colleagues, my caucus, and my Republican friends. And there was an awful lot of input.
This was not really about coronavirus in terms of the spending. This was a liberal wish list of liberal spending.
But on NBC's Meet the Press, Wyoming Republican Senator John Barrasso said Democrats were not focused on the pandemic.
This was never about getting people back to work or kids back to school or the disease behind us. That's where it should have been focused.
Barrasso also says the $1,400 stimulus checks should only go to Americans in need.
So I think this is a mistake, what's happening in the bill that just has passed the Senate.
However, the Biden administration says the bill will help strengthen the effort to combat the spread of the virus.
We want to get those levels of virus very, very low.
White House Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci tells CBS's Face the Nation Americans can expect a wave of vaccines to come in the next 2 months.
We'll have to put a big push to get it into people's arms, but by that time we're going to be doing much, much better.
The House is expected to take up and pass the COVID relief deal on Tuesday. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
Illinois adds more than 1,000 new cases of COVID to the total, including 14 more people dying from the virus. The weekly statewide test positivity rate sits under 3%. The weekly average for vaccine administration is 93,000 doses. That's a record high. Region 1 is up slightly to 2.5%. Carroll County dropped by 2%, now sitting at less than 1. DeKalb, Joe Davies, Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties all increased their rates. Winnebago County still sits at slightly above 2%. New numbers are showing the unemployment rate is trending in the right direction. 379,000 new jobs were added in February. That tops jobs added in January. Yet that's a fraction of the 9.6 million jobs the economy needs to add to get back to where we were pre-pandemic. A professor at the Northwestern School of Management says employers hiring more people is a great sign.
One of the weak points of the U.S. economy right now is the employment situation. Other aspects of the economy look pretty good. It's the employment situation that's been worrisome. So the fact that employers are hiring more people is a great sign for the U.S. economy.
He adds that there are still 10 million unemployed U.S. citizens. A State Line furniture store that's been around for years is closing its doors. Michelle Rave caught up with Crazy Joe's Furniture, who tells her the pandemic is part to blame.
Hi, welcome to Crazy Joe's Furniture. We have our big closing sale going on. We have a lot of great deals.
After 31 years in business, Crazy Joe's Best Deal Furniture and Mattress on State and Alpine is closing its doors.
It's bittersweet. I've been doing it 31 years. I'm a little tired. It's been really enjoyable. I've enjoyed dealing with people. We've had great customer and the response has been good. A lot of people are sorry to see us leave.
Store owner Joe Namoff says the COVID-19 pandemic was a major reason for shutting down the store.
But with COVID, everything got disrupted. The supply chain has been terrible. Normally things that would come in 30 days are now 4 months to 6 months. Prices have skyrocketed with foam and wood. So it's been more difficult to obtain merchandise for the customer. The demand is strong, but prices have gone up, so it's tough for us and it's really tough for the customer with the rising prices.
It was also bittersweet for longtime employee Jose Hernandez, who's worked for the company for 15 years.
I grew up here. I've been here half my life basically, so it's kind of a shocker, yeah, for sure. There's definitely a lot of regulars, a lot of people that have seen me grow up, and I've seen them get older too, so it's kind of bittersweet.
For Namoff and Hernandez, the most enjoyable part of the job was the customer interactions.
I have adults now coming to me like, oh, my mom bought bunk beds for me here when I was like 12, and so there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of people that have gotten really emotional about it because they've been shopping here for years.
And as Namoff closes this chapter in his life, he says he's excited to keep serving customers at his other location.
It wasn't easy. I'm getting older and it's time for me to kick back. Even though we're closing this store, we're going to keep the Janesville store open.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
An Illinois senator wants to require schools to publish an annual report outlining the cost of textbooks, how the idea aligns with providing affordable and accessible education.
Nice and comfortable for us this afternoon with a little bit of that breeze, but those numbers, they climb a bit further heading into tomorrow. Find out, though, how long the warmth sticks around and when we could see the rain move in. Coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Alexis Carpello, David Greenberg, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Illinois lawmakers' proposed bill will take a deeper look into public universities' cost-saving methods for required course materials. Moyo Edalu caught up with an Illinois community college director to learn his perspective.
State Senator Laura Murphy wants to require schools to publish an annual report outlining the cost of textbooks to either the Board of Higher Education or the Illinois Community College Board. Director of Campus Services at Lincoln Land Community College, Andrew Baylock, says his staff already works with students to conduct internal reports.
A lot of the students that are coming in, they are comparing in price, but that's not the only factor. They're coming in because they want to see the service level. They want to know that they're getting the book that they're ordering quickly and on time, that is the exact book that their teacher is going to require of them. And so we do a lot of extra things for the student that other places really don't provide.
Baylock says students who cannot make ends meet should reach out for assistance.
Anybody that, is looking for a student's best interest, especially in this day and age, should be looking at all of the costs, and including textbooks, and making sure that textbooks and tuition are affordable.
Baylock says the idea aligns with their mission to provide affordable and accessible education. Lincoln Land says they cut the cost of books in half by offering ebooks.
I'm Moyo Adeolu, reporting from Springfield.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Got a little more cloud cover out there this afternoon than what we did yesterday, but it is going to be a beautiful evening. A live look with our Mercell Sky Track camera down in Rochelle, looking off to the north as well as to the northwest. Skies beginning to clear out from some of the cirrus clouds we had out there earlier today. A little more daylight too here for us this evening as the sun will set tonight at 5:54. Sun came up this morning at 6:21. You know, these full days worth of sunshine have been very nice with warming our temperatures through the 40s and into the 50s like we had today. Next weekend, sunrise on Saturday comes up at 6:11. Sun will set at 6:01, but daylight saving time begins next weekend, next Sunday, so the sun will rise at 7:09, but by this time next week, the sun will set at 7:02. Unfortunately, our temperatures are going to be trending downward getting into next weekend, but those numbers going up here in the short term. 49 in Rockford, 41 in Freeport, 43 right now in Dixon, 48 our weather watcher Ben in South Beloit checking in. Beautiful afternoon, sun-filled skies. Of course, some of that sunshine filtered out just a bit. And Ken in Belvedere checking in with 50 degrees as well. You can tell where that warm front sits and where we still have a little bit more cloud cover here, or I should say not cloud cover, but snow cover over northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. But the 60s and the 70s not that far behind as a warm front sits just off to our southwest. That warm front will lift northward throughout this evening and keep our temperatures tonight in the 30s versus the 20s we woke up to this morning. Here are some of those cirrus clouds that came through earlier today, those clearing out, and that'll pave the way for a mostly clear sky here as we go through the night tonight. That wind then shifting around to the southwest as a series of warm fronts continue to lift northward and we hang on to that strong southwesterly flow. So what that does for us is bump that temperature up close to 60 degrees for some as early as tomorrow, but definitely reaching the 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Now the unfortunate thing, we're going to add in a little more cloud cover and that chance for rain also goes up. But check out these overnight lows in the 40s and the 50s. We could be talking some warm record low temperatures coming up in the next few nights. But with that southerly wind, we're also pulling in a little more moisture, so the humidity starts to go up. And with that added moisture comes the chance for some rain. In fact, we'll see that as early as Wednesday morning. For some, could come in Tuesday evening. Now, with that cold front coming in Wednesday night, a period of some heavier rainfall could set up, especially to the south, where rain totals could add up to over 1 inch. Right now, looks like we've got about a ½ an inch or so of rain coming by the time we head into Tuesday. So let's plan things out. We'll see a few clouds kind of skirt through the sky early tomorrow, and then we do cloud things back up heading into Monday night and then into Tuesday as that secondary front comes in. Some sunshine on Tuesday and then mostly cloudy skies Tuesday into Wednesday. 37 degrees, that's where we head for the overnight low tonight, so not dropping much. Up near 64 tomorrow. There are going to still be some spots, especially west of us, that'll stay in the 50s. Winds are also going to pick up here Tuesday and Wednesday. Gets a bit blustery with those southwesterly winds. 52 on Thursday, but Alexis, look at that. Our numbers, they trend back down into the 40s once we head into next weekend.
All I see are the 60s, Candice. Thanks. David Greenberg is in next with sports. The Fighting Illini have their sights set on the NCAA tournament, but how high will their seed be? David Greenberg discusses the possibility of Illinois' chances of obtaining a 1 seed.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
All you got to do is go on your phone and head to the Twitter app, and you'll see a ton of buzz surrounding the Illinois men's basketball team, and deservedly so. Yesterday, they added yet another top 10 victory to their already impressive resume, defeating the Ohio State Buckeyes on their home turf. The Illini are the 4th-ranked team in the country, only behind Gonzaga, Baylor, and Michigan, who they just beat in Ann Arbor earlier this week. I said it a few weeks back that this Illinois squad is built for a deep run in the tournament, and they've backed me up ever since. They can stay healthy and stay hot. I don't see a reason why in about a month and a half's time we're not talking about them in the Final Four in Minneapolis. Brad Underwood talked about what it would mean for them to get a coveted #1 seed in the tournament.
You know, I think our resume speaks for itself, and I think we may have the most quad 1 wins obviously it's a pretty impressive resume from that standpoint. So it means a lot. There's no doubt. Being a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament is a big deal.
Love that celebration. As we've seen all season long, though, the Big Ten has some bully teams, from the Illini to the Buckeyes and the Wolverines, but there's a couple more. The Badgers and the the Hawkeyes, they met earlier this afternoon on the hardwood. It was senior day in Iowa City, and there's no bigger senior in college basketball than Luka Garza. The Hawkeyes had a double-digit lead in the second half, and Garza puts his stamp on this one with a monster jam. Then the Badgers started making their comeback. Nice bounce pass to Demetric Trice, who finishes the pretty reverse. Then Brad Davidson hits a three from the wing. The Badgers take the three-point lead until Bohannon pulls off this wild shot. That ties it up at 63, less than a minute to go. Tie ball game. Trice fouls Bohannon on the three-point shot. Bohannon makes all three, and the Iowa Hawkeyes hang on for the 77-73 win. It's a Big Ten wrestling tournament, and recent Hononegah graduate Tony Cassiope is there for the Hawkeyes. He won his first bout yesterday, 9-1 in a major decision, which helped Iowa to advance to the semifinals as a team. But in the semifinals, Cassiope lost in a first-period pin to Mason Paris of Michigan. He wrestled today for third place, and will move on to the third-place match coming up in a bit. The Blackhawks were in action at home, taking on the Lightning. They got off to a great start thanks to guess who? Patrick Kane. He floats one in front. It's tipped over to Matthias Janmark, and he slashes it in net. Take another look in slow motion. Tic-tac-toe go the Chicago Blackhawks. But the Lightning are one of the best teams in all of hockey for a reason. They tie it up at 3-3 and eventually take the lead on this slap shot past Lankinen. The Lightning end up routing the Blackhawks 6-3. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Temperatures tonight will drop back into the 30s. We started off in the low 20s here this morning, so much more mild when you wake up tomorrow morning. We'll see a few clouds around to kick off our Monday. Temperatures down to around 37 degrees. We make it up near 60 for tomorrow. Does come, though, with a bit of a breeze coming in from the southwest. There are going to be some spots that'll stay in the 50s, but we'll keep it a partly cloudy sky. Most of our Tuesday going to be dry. Winds will pick up both Tuesday, Wednesday. Rain moves in by Wednesday. We're back into the 40s by the end of the week.
Thanks for making us your home team tonight. We'll see you at 10.